Hi, I'm Johnny. I'm a global artist ambassador for FENIX360, and I'm blessed to be joined today by the model and actress Natalia Ancora. Hello, Natalia. How are you?
Hey everyone, I'm good, always good. Thank you.
I see that. It is great to see you, Natalia. Thanks for being with me and looking forward to sharing some of your work. Okay, if we tune into some of your modeling work now?
Of course, sounds good.
Okay, excellent. All right, everyone, let's tune in then to some of the modeling performing of Natalia Ancora. Wow, Natalia, those are beautiful images. Thank you so much for sharing them with us. And now I'm interested in
Thank you.
learning about you. Can you tell me where you're from and how did you get involved in modeling and acting?
So, long story. Anyway, so I was born in Poland, in Europe, and then I moved to Germany. I lived there for a year, and then I decided to go and study in London. I finished my law degree back in London, and then I decided it's too cold and too gloomy, so I want to go somewhere sunny. So here I am sitting in the sun in Australia. And when I moved here to Australia, I decided not to convert to Australian law, and actually I started a career as a model. So now I'm a full-time model, enjoying my life to the fullest.
That sounds wonderful, Natalia. Well, it's great that you've lived in these different places in Germany and over in London and studied and got your law degree, which is amazing. That's the discipline is so difficult, I'm quite impressed. And maybe it's something that you'll end up doing in terms of later on in your career. You might concentrate on law, but right now, modeling and acting is your passion. So I love that. And I'm wondering, there in the Gold Coast in Australia, what a beautiful location for you to
Yeah.
be. You look like you could be from there, and that's why it's interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting that it's not the right accent.
Yeah, I know, right? I just need a surfboard behind me.
But I tell you what, I sure appreciate your accent and learning about you. Now tell me, when you were considering being a model and an actress, were there other models or actresses that you were inspired by that made you want to get involved in this career?
So that's actually interesting because I never really, I was always more influenced by people around me. But if I will have to select someone famous, it would be Victoria's Secret Angels.
Yeah.
that was always my crush. But yeah, other than that, people around me, that's the beauty. Like nowadays, anyone can be a model, anyone can get into whatever they love. That's something I actually admire the most about the industry.
Yes, no, I appreciate it. I mean, all of us have gifts to give, but it's interesting. Sometimes where we see another person's career and we go, oh, I would really love to do that, or it strikes something in you that makes you want to do it. But the inspirations that you might have had from either friends or family who might have said, God, you should be a model, or you should try it. I'm glad that you followed your passion to do that. And
Yeah.
now, have you found on some of your shoots and so forth, I mean, have you been involved in going to different locations that may have been more challenging than others? I know you're in London. I bet it's kind of cold and rainy there. So were there times when those shoots were difficult for you?
I'm kind of lucky because I'm in Australia where it's always, as you can see, sunny. So the only locations we go to, they are just beautiful
Exotic.
beaches with
Yes.
palm trees, like infinite pools over the ocean. So like I cannot really complain per se. Maybe one photo shoot actually the worst I had was in Bali when I was living actually in Bali for 6 months as well. And I went Bali and I went for a photo shoot on a yacht. and actually the yacht broke in the middle of the ocean, and we couldn't get back to the shore. I think that would be the worst photo shoot I ever had.
That turned out to be a lot longer than you thought it was going to be.
Yeah, it was stressful, and I got burned because I didn't have sunscreen, and the sun reflects from the ocean, so it wasn't fun.
It didn't work out too well. Well, it's the reason why I asked if there was any challenges that you might have had, because I think people have this fantasy that modeling is always glamour, and but the fact of the matter is it can be very difficult and challenging. And
well, of course, they're like you need to wake up for like 4 a.m., 5 a.m. photo shoot, and you have to look amazing.
That's
like,
right.
What if you didn't sleep the night before? Or it's like 10 hours working straight on high heels, or having a photo shoot of like a winter garment during summer where you have to wear like scarves and hats, and it's like you're sweating and you have to change fast. So of course it's like exhausting sometimes, but that was the job, so I'm not going to complain.
Yeah, exactly right. You know what I mean? But it's great just to see kind of like a behind the scenes from a person like you that's involved and doing it, and so we can learn. So let me ask this question. What are you working on now, Natalia? What's coming up for you?
Every day is different. That's what I love the most about my life. My job is every day is different. And if you ask me even what I'm doing next week, I wouldn't even know unless I go to my calendar and actually I see, because it's like every day I'm shooting like Brisbane or Gold Coast. It could be fashion, or it could be skincare, it could be tourism. It's just
Right.
every day different, which is good, which I love. And I meet lots of amazing people every day, which is priceless as well,
That's great. Now listen, have you been doing any commercial acting as well? Some product endorsements, or what kinds of? Is it mostly makeup or fashion? What?
Mostly here. I'm getting into the advertising, hotels, tourism, the alliance of like Surfers Paradise, which is like the neighborhood of the suburb of Gold Coast. So usually like tourist stuff.
Got it. Well, that makes sense.
Which is fun, which is lots of fun, because like you spend the whole day just like going to the best hotels or restaurants. They feed you.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. That sounds pretty fun.
Not bad at all.
And so what about aspirations? What would you like to do? Like, how would you like your acting career to blossom? What would you like to perform in the future?
I never really think about it, because I never even thought of being a model. Like it was never like my dream. It was never like, I would never expect to be a model. It just happened for me. So I just take every day as it goes, and I enjoy every day, and I love my life. I never think of like, oh, I would be happy if I get somewhere.
That's a
I'm
good.
Just like happy with what I have. I'm truly happy.
That's great, Natalia. Well, it definitely shows, and I really appreciate it. And I like living more in a present moment state as well. And sometimes by having those goals, they can just be, benchmarks that we might reach, but it doesn't mean that our happiness depends on that. It just happens to be something that is, a pie in the sky that maybe someday we'll dig into.
Exactly. Exactly. And for me, I more want to focus on when I finally save enough money. My goal would be to actually focus my life on helping others to kind of find their happiness as well, because there's so many people, they cannot find themselves, or they think they don't like their lives. So I would like to focus on like showing the beautiful sides of life to people, and like there's so many girls who, for example, I'm meeting and they are not feeling, because I do photography as well. So there's lots of girls I'm meeting, they are not feeling confident or beautiful. And I'm like, okay, give me 2 hours photo shoot with me, and you will love yourself. And like, I can see the change on their faces, where they go from that shy girl, not loving themselves, like herself, to a girl who is like, oh my gosh, I'm actually beautiful. And I love that change. I love seeing that change. So I really would like to focus on like making people feel happy and beautiful, independent, and like,
Listen, Natalia,
does that make sense?
Not only is that beautiful, but I really appreciate it too, because I feel the same way. What I want to do is reflect for people their own divinity and share with them that they're amazing and all the possibilities that they have, and to encourage them, you know, and inspire them to recognize how beautiful they are. I mean, on the inside and the outside. And so at any rate, let's keep doing that. Let's keep trying to do it for ourselves and for others and for other living beings too, and just try and keep good vibes rolling. You have such a beautiful energy and spirit. I'm so glad to have met with you today, Natalia. Thank you so much. I'm looking forward to following your progress and seeing what comes up for you next. And I think we'll do that by tuning into your social media channels. So you'll have to keep us updated there. And also, we're also looking forward to you being on FENIX360 and having your profile there, and keep it updated just like you would your other platforms. And I want everyone to tune into those platforms you find below our interview for NATALIA ANCORA, and look her on FENIX360. Thanks. Enjoy the Gold Coast.
Thank you so much.
Yes. Thank you.
I
love spending this time with you. Thanks, Natalia.
Thank you so much.
Hi everyone, in last week's video I showed some amazing ways to save money. You can look it up later on over here. One of the tips was to cut your own hair. Personally, I save a whole bunch of time and at least $1,000 per year cutting my own hair. Lots of you ask me how I do it, so here is my quick and easy 3-minute step-by-step tutorial. Please remember to subscribe and hit the bell for more awesome tips. Thank you so much for watching and see you next week.